Now in this case, we had lines that had only two vertices, right? A beginning and an end. Vertices is the plural of vertex. Vertice is not the singular of vertices. Okay, and if I click on the geometry for one of these, you can see it has two vertices, right? The beginning and the end. And let's see here. If I click on this button, you can see that it changes into a different mode. Sorry, let me get back to this. It changes into a different mode where you can see that it has put little handles on the beginning and on the end of the road, and also for each vertex. And with these handles, you can actually move things around a little bit if you need to adjust. While you're in this edit vertices mode, you also have access to, if you right click while you're right on there, something like this, where you can add a vertex in this, so you can actually edit the image that you, the line segment that you've created. I'm going to go ahead and delete the vertex. So this allows you to get in and actually look at the individual vertices. Okay. Quite often, when you're creating one of these lines, you're not going to have just a straight line, and boy, that's badly done, isn't it? So I could come in here, and you can see when I've entered the edit vertex mode and I double clicked on it, you can see there's 10 vertices on this particular street, and they're not real accurate, I don't think. I'm going to try to adjust those. When you're adjusting this might be a good time to turn snapping off. Otherwise, it'll try to it'll prevent you from doing small movements. It'll be constantly trying to move. So I can do this, and this, and this, and you can see that that this becomes edit vertex, move, 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 I need to figure out how to use Pro to do this so that you can switch back and forth without having to continually click the button. Okay, so once you've put it there, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's there forever. You can come through and edit these things. Let's see. Modify features. Oops. Oh, that's right. You got to select it first. Okay, and there we go. So there's some editing for you. Not real great editing. Now you can see what happened here is that instead of actually drawing a nice smooth curve, we've basically drawn a series of line segments. Right. Each one of those little segments is a straight line, right? Because it connects two vertices with a straight line. So if you're going to be doing that, there becomes a little bit of an art to it, and that you want to make a bit of a compromise, and that you want this to be as accurate as possible, but you don't want to with as few points as possible, right? Because technically speaking, you can put in tons and tons of points if you really want to, and then I need to turn my snapping back on. Okay. And that way I can snap to that intersection. Okay. But you can see it probably needs a little smoothing out, and you can come in here and edit the vertices and add new vertices and fill in. The more vertices, generally, the smoother it is, but you know, again, a little bit of a compromise on what you want to do. kind of depends on what your the scale at which you're going to be symbolizing this is. Also be aware that in the CAD world, they do have these things called true curves, in which instead of describing the line as a connection between two vertices, they define the line as the sweep of a circle with a given radius and the different angles and all that sort of thing. And so it can be fairly complicated. Until recently, and I don't know that this is true yet, it generally causes problems in art products, especially when you're dealing with topology. If you're not going to have to deal with that, then it's maybe not a bad idea. But there is a curve here. I would just suggest that you avoid it. Okay, and you can go in and attribute that if you want to. Let's see. I'm not sure what is our. What is the name of this street? Well, the street doesn't have a name, so we are free to name this thing whatever we want, and we will just call it Ash Street, and we'll hit apply, and then we'll come in and edit and save that. It is now in the database, and we can completely get out of this and just send me the database. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to send me the database tonight. I don't need the project.